Let's go back in time. At what point in our country did we collectively begin to think that the education system is broken and that it is beyond irreparable? Surely there are a lot of schemes and implementation issues that need to be worked upon and tremendous change that still needs to take place. But at no point did I reach a stage where I felt hopeless. Having studied and worked with so many educators and witnessing their endless hours of passion and determination to create a more equitable education system for all, I'd honestly be blind and ignorant to lose hope. But let's ask ourselves, where is this narrative of a broken system coming from?
इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम हम सभी को पता है थोड़ी सी ट्विस्टेड जगह है, थोड़ी सी डार्क जगह है। ये भारत
Tell me, school, are you proud of the things you've done? Turning millions of people into robots, do you find that?
I hate education. बहुत ही strong words हैं और हमारे जैसे education based creators
Social
ये
engineering
शब्द सुनकर आप shock
कुछ लोगों को लेकर
लेकिन आज
ये बताना चाहिए।
Let's hush the voices of influencers, the media, and bystanders for a while and listen to a story of a few educators who aren't just dreaming of a better system but working endlessly towards building that dream into a reality. This story is about Kachi Sadak, paving the road for a better future in Chandigarh. Chandigarh is known to be the most modern and well-planned city in our country, and I felt like it almost takes you back a decade as you don't get to witness the hustle and bustle that comes with the city life. There's a tranquility and sort of softness in the air. With this beautiful city as the backdrop, Chandigarh's education system juggles both a positive and negative side. So, what's being done? This is where Kachi Sadak comes in.
Children coming from any community, irrespective of their financial or their socio-economical background, they get access to quality education, and hence they can get equal opportunities to become aware, uh, self-conscious based citizens who can redefine the world. So that is one area. That is why we have picked up education, and we are working hard at redefining education systems, specifically in public schools. In this whole mission, our journey started with Urban. Urban was the CSR entity of Infosys Chandigarh, which we started with. It is still supporting us, and we are still collaborating with Urban as a whole. The second vision which we have, and the second mission which we have, is to protect the planet. Because if the planet is no longer there, these opportunities, these developments would mean nothing. So we are trying to preserve the planet through multiple means, through rainwater harvesting, through green cover extension, and through many other sources, so that we can preserve the planet in whatever shape it is left, and avoid any further exploitation.
I think classroom designing is one of the most underrated and neglected aspect when it comes to education and learning of a child. By designing, I do not mean how beautiful a classroom looks like, but it is more of about whether a classroom can be turned into a tool to enable a kid to just play and learn. One of the key aspects that we take care while designing a classroom is to design it from the lens of a kid and not from the lens of a teacher. Like in our classrooms, there is no blackboard for the teacher, but the entire wall is painted as blackboard for the kids to scribble. There are writing tables with blackboards where teacher and kid can sit together and write and scribble. Another thing that we take care into consideration is mostly classrooms are thought of a room with four walls and a roof. We are trying to redefine classrooms by creating three sections. First is the corridor section, where the entire pathway to the classroom is converted into a lot of physical and sensory activities for the kids, like crawling through a cave, climbing rocks on the wall. The idea is to fuel and energize kids before they enter into their classrooms. Then we have indoor section, where the entire class is divided into various learning corners: music corner, art corner, story corner, play corner, focused on self-learning activities for the kids. Another section is the outdoor section, where we are trying to connect the kids with nature and environment. Like we have pottery section station, where kids can play around with clay. We have a tree house constructed in school, where kids can sit around a tree, have lunch together, run and play around the trees. The idea is not to restrict the kids at this age to just read and write, but to focus on the overall and holistic development of a kid through physical, gross motor development, sensory development, socio-emotional development, creative and artistic development in a child.
While we create these classrooms, we get this a lot from the people visiting, that you have decorated it very beautifully. So I just want to clarify from this platform that not even a single pin kept in these classrooms is for decorative purpose. Each aspect has its mission to let the kid grow and develop and to enhance his learning skills or be in a wonderful human being. It's nothing here is for decorative purpose.
Bug. ये क्या है? मुर्गी क्या बोलते हैं इसे इंग्लिश में? पढ़ो. That's it. Hello. And then hello.
I think kids will be more excited to come in the classrooms now, because earlier it was just the teacher teaching and the kids taking on whatever was given to them. But now they'll be doing themselves, they'll be learning through activities. I think that is far more interesting also, and more, it will last for a longer time, I guess. Because bookish language doesn't last that longer. But when they get a hands-on experience, then obviously they'll learn more and they'll enjoy it. And I think the attendance will also basically increase. Although right now also I have noticed one thing, that people have already started approaching us for admissions because they have seen this work going on in the school. When they come to drop their elder children, then they see the classrooms and they are very excited, and I'm getting a huge rush of admissions for the pre-primary section especially.
So after spending a decade in IT industry, which I love actually, being a mathematics freak, but each day spent in Kachi Sadak is like an adventure every day. I just love how I meet the people working on the ground, how we are trying to connect everything with a lot of empathy, how we are trying to just bridge that gap between class divide, and how we are just being on one table and eating together, and just being part of the change of everyday smile that we create. I don't know what we achieve, but every day is like making a difference somewhere, maybe in each other's life. So that's the main part.
One thing I realized here is that they give so much importance to a component in our education system that most of us take for granted. They look at artists and carpenters as creative craftsmen who make it easier to make an idea come into reality.
जैसे हम बच्चे बनाते हैं मैं वैसे ही बनाता था, बस एक तो हॉबी थी मेरी पेंटिंग करने की। वैसे सोचा नहीं था भी आगे जाकर पेंटर ही बनना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि मैंने कंप्यूटर में एमएससी किया हुआ है, तो वो अलग फील्ड हो गया और ये अलग फील्ड हो गया। तो ये हॉबी मतलब धीरे धीरे चलते चलते मेरा प्रोफेशनली बन गई। तो मुझे मतलब ये काम करना बहुत अच्छा लगता है। ये बहुत अलग तरह का काम होता है, तो इसके लिए थोड़ा इमेजिनेशन करके चलना पड़ता है स्कूल के काम में कि बच्चों को क्या अच्छा लगेगा, कैसे अच्छा लगेगा। तो जो दूसरा नॉर्मल पेंटिंग का काम होता है उसमें ज़्यादा कैलीग्राफी का काम होता है, पेंटिंग का काम होता है।
कच्ची सड़क फाउंडेशन के बहुत अच्छा लगा ये काम करके, क्योंकि यहाँ का जो माहौल है बहुत सुंदर है, बहुत अच्छा, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा काम करके। बच्चों का भी बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब कि आज हमारे पास आ जाते हैं, अंकल आपने बहुत अच्छा बनाया है, बहुत अच्छा बनाया है। ऐसे तो हमारा मन खुश हो जाता है। हमारे दिमाग में हम चलता है कि हम कुछ अच्छा करें, क्योंकि बच्चे उससे कुछ सीखें और आगे बढ़ने की सोचें और काम में हमारा मन लगता है। इसी प्रकार हमारा बहुत मन लगता है और हम आप भी खुश हो जाते हैं बच्चे खुश देख।
Did you notice that they have an elevated surface in the classroom with a railing? The reason behind this is so that children and teachers can speak and collaborate eye to eye rather than having a physical hierarchy that brings in a sense of fear into the classroom. A simple way to make children feel more comfortable.
ये फर्स्ट वाले स्कूल में मुझे याद है कि मैं अपने बच्चों को ले गया था, जब पहले जो भी काम हुआ था उसको दिखाने के लिए मैं अपने बेटी को ले गया था, तो वो बहुत खुश हुए थे। तो वहीं से हमें ये हुआ कि बच्चों को खुश हो रहे हैं तो इसी हिसाब से और बढ़िया किया जाए ताकि बच्चे और खुश हों और सारे बच्चे खुश हों। ये जितने भी मेंबर हैं ना बहुत अच्छे हैं और घुल मिल के काम करते हैं, पूरे अच्छे से डिस्कस करके काम करते हैं। तो और कुछ चैलेंज दे देते हैं कि ऐसा हो सकता है, तो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ और पूरा कोशिश रहता है कि उसको कर दिया जाए और हो जाता है। दिमाग में ऐसा ना कि जैसे छोटे बच्चे के दिमाग में क्या चलता है, क्या किस हिसाब से खुश रहते हैं, उसी के हिसाब से हम इसमें काम करते हैं। जैसे कि कोई चीज़ बनाते हैं तो उनके अकॉर्डिंग ही बनाते हैं कि वो आए तो उनको अच्छा लगे और स्कूल में बार बार आने का उनका मन करे। ऐसा नहीं कि स्कूल में आते हैं तो बोरिंग सा लगे, और ये चीज़ डिफरेंट बनाते हैं, उनको लगता है कि हाँ स्कूल चलते हैं, अच्छा खेलने को मिलेगा, साथ में पढ़ने को भी मिलेगा।
I don't know if you noticed, but these colorful steps you see on the lawn aren't just ordinary steps, but it's a life-size game of Ludo so that children can play while at the same time their gross motor skills and numeracy can be worked upon.
Challenges have been many. I guess the key challenge is to align all the stakeholders in line with our vision, because we are trying to change the system which is comfortable in its own place. Certainly, we have got support of fantastic administrators, starting with Chandigarh administration and so on. Chandigarh Education Department, we have got fantastic support. But yeah, if we still talk about challenges, the most difficult part is to align all the stakeholders with our vision, what we believe in, and how do we need to reimagine the system as a whole so that we extend the maximum possible benefit to the people who actually deserve the benefits and for whom the system is designed for. So that is the first and foremost challenge. The second challenge, which I would say, is that as a society, we still need to reimagine non-profit as a sector. When we talk about non-profit as a sector, we often feel that non-profit is something where struggle should be warranted, where the pay should be less, where the opportunity should be less, where the focus should be less. So the second challenge, and also a request from my side to all the corporates, to all to society at large, would be to reimagine non-profit as a dedicated segment, because it is one of the most crucial segment, and it has a number of people who have sacrificed their lives to redefine the society and to reimagine a better tomorrow. So bringing better focus towards non-profit sector, bringing better resourcing focus towards non-profit sector is the need of the hour and also the challenge. So these are the two predominant challenges which we talk about.
How difficult it is for a migrant laborer or a maid or a daily wager to send his kids to a good school, to get a quality education for them. It made me question what is actually the purpose of education in our society. 2 years back, I decided to make a career change from an IT world to working as a full time in social sector. Me and 8 of my colleagues started Kachi Sadak Foundation with a mission that each and every kid, irrespective of the background that he or she comes from, gets a quality education.
Well, I think 8 people actually add to a lot of positive things, I would say. Each one of us complete that puzzle that is headed towards the better tomorrow, which we all envision. There is one of my teammate who is very good in finance, so he takes care of that. The other teammate is a complete environment cautious person, and she has not bought even a single pair of clothes from last 3 years, and she keeps us grounded with the environment. Then there is the third teammate who is a hard worker. If we have a task, she will make sure that the task is completed on time. And then there is fourth teammate who is very logical, who finds the balance between emotions and practicality. And then the fifth teammate is very administrative. He knows how to deal with people. He knows how to deal with the society maze that has been created around us. And then there's the seventh person. He is the most passionate person in the team, and he's keeping all of our passions in the right directions. He blankets us, he joins us completely into each other. And then maybe I am a little part of this crazy, beautiful, and a very loving team. So it's not a challenge, it's more of fun. And yes, we pull each other's leg time to time, but it's mostly amazing.
So I've been going to the center that we have, where we get where the underprivileged kids, the kids from the urban slum area, come in the evening for classes, and I just started teaching them. But then when I saw them that they could not read, and since I have my kids, and my kid, like when he was 8 years old, he could read like novels and books, and he loved that. And when I saw like an 8th grader here struggling to even read a sentence properly, it just broke my heart. And I just want how much I can give so that it can benefit them. And I truly believe that by drop, it will turn into an ocean. If not an ocean, but surely a pond. So yeah.